Welcome back. It's Brooke-Sidney, your favorite mindset and manifestation coach. And today we are tackling the question, is my ego holding me back from manifesting the life that I desire? Is my ego at the root? So if you've been wondering about the interchange of psychology and ego and manifestation, you're in the right place. But before we get into it, I just want to remind you there are several ways to work with me. The best way right now is the Manifesting Frequency, which is a group course and coaching program. And of course, there's one-on-one and email coaching. All those groups and opportunities are listed below. So let's jump into it. Let's jump into whether or not our ego is in fact holding us back from manifesting all the miracles, all of our desires. And I'm going to say it might be. So let's get into it. The first way that our ego could be holding us back, right? And our ego is kind of our identity, our pattern ways of thinking. Really, it's another way of saying kind of like our psychology oriented conscious and subconscious mind, right? It's the way that we think about things. And in many cases, it's the thing that has been keeping us safe. So you'll see this common theme with our brain and knowing how our reptilian brain, our brain that we've had since the beginning of time, its job was to let us perpetuate the race, right? To continue to procreate and be here today. And so a lot of what it has done is kept us safe. So in many ways, your ego is keeping you safe. It is keeping you stuck in the way that you've been doing things and the way that you've been thinking, but we're gonna break it down. So the first way that the ego could be keeping you from having the manifestation that you want is by making you think that you're doing it right. And by doing it right means thinking correctly, not having really limiting beliefs, because our ego will tell us that we're perfectly good, that I don't know what that person is talking about when we get criticism, constructive or not. We are quick to push it our way. Our ego is going to say that thought doesn't apply because I know what I'm doing. I know exactly the right thing to do. I've been doing this for so long. I know what's best for me. I know how to get it done. I know the right way. And in fact, that type of thinking is what is outpictured in your 3D, right? It is what is sitting in front of you. And so if you want something new, perhaps you need to think about it a new way. Perhaps it's not about doing it right or necessarily doing it wrong. It's about finding another way. Which brings me to my second point is, are you allowing your ego to keep you stuck in a certain pattern and not be able to look at things fresh, or what we call like beginner's mind, or having, as they say in the scriptures, a childlike spirit? Are you able, with whatever you're trying to manifest, be it a relationship, an SP, more money, a better job, are you really open to approaching it with fresh eyes, a beginner's spirit, a beginner's mind? Are you truly open to seeing it new ways? Whatever you've been doing in your manifestation practice, be it affirmations or scripting, are you open to updating your affirmations? Are you open to updating the script? Are you open to seeing it a new way? Are you open to having someone else speak into your kind of manifestation process? One of the biggest things that I do for my one-on-one clients especially, and even now in the group coaching program, is start to speak into the way that someone has been thinking or approaching their manifestation practice, right? Oftentimes we're in our own blind spot. So until you can kind of see things fresh or see things anew, we get stuck in a repetitive pattern that isn't manifesting. And so sometimes it takes a new program, a new coach, or asking God, your higher power, to show it to you anew, but be available for what is coming through. Be open, position your mind and your spirit to receive it. Otherwise, you're going to keep doing it the way that you've been doing it, which is producing the outcomes that you have in front of you. The other thing that your ego might be doing or allowing you to do is kind of talk yourself out of it, which then makes you not do it consistently. And the one thing that we know is that whatever we do consistently, we create, because we're putting our focus, our time, and our attention to it. We're creating a new way of being, a new way of thinking. And in essence, even outside of manifestation speak, we're creating a new habit. So what you do consistently has no choice but to manifest. I'm going to tag the video that I talk about that in. It is our job not only just to persist, but to be consistent. We must be consistent. That's how we develop a dominant way of thinking and being, by thinking that way all the time and starting to train ourselves to think that way all the time. That's why robotic affirmations work, because what we do repetitively works on our subconscious. What we continue to do and do it a lot creates habits, both of mind and of body. So your ego right now could be talking you out of doing it consistently. Oh, you don't need to do that. We did it yesterday. Or you don't need to do it in the morning. We already did it last night. You don't need to do it at all. Right? Those negative, intrusive thoughts start coming in, and your ego is essentially creating them or allowing them. It's saying, well, that's fine. Keep making excuses for yourself. That is the ego. That is the ego. And it's keeping you from realizing what your new state or new wish fulfilled could be. For many of you, you've told me you're blocked. It's really hard to figure out how to be in that wish fulfilled or that end state. And I would argue that there's a part of you, your ego, that is standing in the way. The reason why is because you're so used to seeing what it is that you've created right now. You have bought into the 3D in front of you as being real. You are saying that's all that there is. And that whatever I've created in the present is what I'm going to create in the future. No, that's where manifestation and reprogramming come in. It is the interrupter. It is the disruptor. It is the thing that allows us to create new things, create a new wish fulfilled. And so when we decide that we're going to do the manifestation work, that we're going to change our minds about ourselves, right? Our self-concept, who we are, what our life is going to look like, it's going to involve, in essence, ignoring the ego. The ego that is trying to keep us safe, trying to keep us small, and trying to keep us having the same 3D that obviously we want to change. And so it's going to start having us begin to not only talk back to those negative, intrusive thoughts, or the thoughts that are keeping us stuck, the thoughts that are keeping us in the current 3D paradigm, the thoughts that are keeping us in the loop. Because if you keep creating from what you're just seeing in front of you, you've created a 3D loop. And I'll talk more about that in my next video. But essentially, we have to move past the ego. We have to move into our higher self, the self that has already what we want, the self that already exists in the future, our future self. We have to align with that timeline. So that means leaving the past creation behind. It means acknowledging, which is my last and final point, is kind of how do we move past it, and how do we, I feel like, really befriend the ego. The ego is here. The ego got us here. And you'll see as we continue to grow and progress, your ego loves the comfort zone. The ego loves where we are. And so, we're always going to go to new heights and new levels. And the ego is going to go with us and be comfortable at that level that we just attained. So our job is to befriend it, to thank it, to understand that it has blessed us, but then continue to move forward, to continue to go to greater heights, to continue to think new thoughts, and then not allow ourselves to get stuck in an ego spiral or even be double-minded. And I'll tag that video. Not allow ourselves to be double-minded about the things that we want, because we can have the ego saying one thing and our heart and our soul and our spirit and our higher mind saying something completely different. And our job is to look fear in the face or look ego in the face and instead choose to face the other direction with our mind, our thoughts, our actions, our beliefs, our self-concept, and continue to reach for and go for and reprogram ourselves for the truest heart desire, and that is our manifestation. So I know this video was helpful. Let me know in the comments below how the ego may have been blocking you from reaching your manifestation goal. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel, like this video. Make sure you turn that notification bell on so you know when I'm dropping videos, and I'll see you in the next one.